Norman H. Purple was a prominent local attorney in the 19th century. He was associated with many well-known Peoria attorneys such as George Metcalf and Alexander McCoy. He had many achievements. His most notable achievement was being appointed Justice to the Illinois State Supreme Court by Governor Thomas Ford in 1845. He then moved to Quincy, Illinois to perform his duties with the State Supreme Court. Upon his return to Peoria in 1848, he continued making major contributions in the field of law. One of his most notable came in 1856 with the publication of his compilation of the general statutes of the state of Illinois, which are known as the Purple Statutes. In the years that followed, he frequently traveled to Chicago to attend sessions of the U.S. Circuit Court, and in fact he died at the Sherman House in Chicago August 9, 1863. His body, of course, was brought home to Peoria for burial here on Vista Hill in Springdale Cemetery. In the family plot, the judge, his wife, Ann Eliza, and 3 of their 6 children and 1 grandson are buried here. The markers themselves are highly unusual. As you notice with the tombstone marking the graves of the judge and his wife, they're raised above the grave level off of the ground. They're shaped in the form of a casket. The judge and his wife, the monument has elaborate carving and a Roman cross on the top. It's also composed of the mineral or sandstone, and that's somewhat unusual. The 2 sons, which are buried over here to the side, Charles and William, also have raised sandstone markers, and they died at early ages. One was 29 years old, the other only 34. The carving, though, is not the same as on their parents' marker. It has a willow or hickory wooden cross carved into the top of the monument for each of the burial sites, and no other decoration on the sandstone. The rock pile is very unusual that sits to the back of the grave site. There is no burial beneath it, but since 3 of the children died elsewhere, it's more than likely a memorial to these family members who couldn't share the spot as their final resting place. Historically, large piles of stones or boulders were used by people who were very superstitious in order to cover the grave so the deceased person could not rise out of the grave from beneath them.